Alright, we back, we back. Before we even get into this is episode 7. I didn't even open up the book yet, so I don't even know what the title is. So bear with me. I wanted to ask a question before we started, and the question is, why aren't most people pouring into their passions? Like, I understand we gotta hustle and bustle, we gotta get to this money, we gotta work, we gotta grind, and a lot of people are not satisfied, or I mean, not necessarily not satisfied, but a lot of people aren't happy at the jobs that they're working. They're not satisfied at home. They're not satisfied in life at all, and they have this passion that this deep seated passion that they want to explore, but they don't have the means to do it because the economy right now is, I would say, I was gonna say somewhat messed up, but the economy is really messed up right now, and people don't have the means to explore their passion because sometimes like passions cost money, and not only does it cost money, it costs time, because obviously if you're doing something and it's taking up your time and you're not making money within that time, then it's kind of like a hindrance, how most people see it. But I feel like more people should pour into their passions, because your passions can become profitable, especially in this day and age where we have access to the internet and we have access to just so much knowledge and information. Certain passions, you can make money off of it, or certain passions will put you in a space to, like, it's a clear mind space for you, to where while you're doing your passion, you're not worried about all the other things that you have to do in your daily life. Which I'm not sure if that necessarily makes sense to everybody, but for me, I feel like it makes sense. Like, we should really just pour a lot more into our passions. I follow another content creator, and he was saying that he's actually leaving his job to pour more into his passion, albeit the guy's already basically rich. But he, I agree with him. I feel like, yeah, we, of course, everyone needs a job to maintain their life, to feed themselves, to survive, to pay their bills, but you also need a passion. You need something that keeps you grounded, something that you like to do, that you could lose yourself doing, and it doesn't feel like work. And if your passion can align with a career, like if your passion is like teaching, or your passion is like drawing or making music, or whatever the case may be, you can turn that into income. So, and I feel like a lot of people have never even found the passion. Like, they, on a free time, they just like watch TV, and okay, maybe that can be a passion, but it doesn't it doesn't equate to anything. And like, most things that come on TV that most people like binge watch and stuff like that, it's like it doesn't really equate to anything. So your passion, like me, I have several passions. I have actually I don't want to necessarily call it a podcast, but this series is somewhat of a passion of mine that I've had for a while, with just like talking. I feel like I don't articulate myself as well as I should, and the more that I talk on this series, I call it a series, I'm gonna get better at it. And when I had a podcast prior to like this, it was a passion of mine. Like, I spent a lot of money like making that stuff happen, which, it was my passion, so I did it. I also have a passion for like photography, for modeling. Um, yeah, like those are my passions, and yeah, I can turn those into income as well. And hopefully one day I am able to do that. So yeah, I think I've had the opportunity to at least explore my passions and know the things that I like to do, like on, let's say, my off days. A lot of people, they get an off day and they're just like, you know what, I'm just gonna chill. But nah, go do something that you're passionate about. Go explore. Go something. It should be something that you just do. You know what I mean? And you don't necessarily have to be good at your passion. It's like your passion, your hobby is like, can go hand in hand. It's basically, your passion is your hobby, but yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's not. I don't know how to explain it properly, but I feel like y'all understand what I mean. But other than that, I just wanted to get that off because it was just heavy on my mind this afternoon. and I just wanted to get that off. It is August 1st. This is episode 7 of 100 Simple Life Truths, and we about to get into it. The chapter is called "We Carry a Lot Through Our Lives," which is interesting. Let's see if this kind of aligns with what I was talking about earlier. It starts off as, we know everyone. I'm sorry. I know everyone. Everyone listening to this is haunted by a regret. Some boneheaded moment that you pay your left arm to get back. A mistake that, in hindsight, seems so easy to spot, but not at the time. I have a lot of moments in my life, personally, a lot of moments to where I would, like he said, I would give my left arm to go back to that moment and do things differently. A lot. It's so many. I'm just off the top of my head, I'm thinking about like 4 different moments, and yeah, so I agree with that. I believe everyone does have at least one moment in their life that they wish they could get back, that they regret, not necessarily regret, but would do differently. So yeah, some of us will spend our days daydreaming of what life would have been like had we not made that mistake. Oh, how much better everything would have been. Snap out of that shit. You can't predict the future, not even in your imaginary what if scenarios. We're not When we're not happy with our present, we can start wishing away our future by focusing on our past, or we can do something about it now. Facts. And I've said this in one of the other episodes. This is going to be a reoccurring theme that I've said something already in an episode. And I agree with this part. When you're not happy and you're focusing on the past or what little simple mistakes that you made, you're not giving your future the chance to blossom. And it goes into one of the Sade songs. One of my favorite artists. Excuse me. One of my favorite artists, Sade. She has this song, and it's like, I was about to sing, but I'm not gonna sing it. She was said, will she disappoint her future if she stayed? Which is, you know what I mean? Like, you have to just do things and just live with it. You know what I mean? You don't, the future, I could say the future is written in certain aspects, but the future is not written in other aspects. So at the end of the day, everything is going to work out no matter what moves you make. So yeah. Regret is a burden we all hold for whatever reason. Holding on does nothing but weigh us down. Learn from the mistake of your past. Thank them for occurring, and then gently push them into the wind and wave as they flutter away. No decision is ever absolutely great or absolutely horrible. Stop thinking so extreme. Understand your past. Don't waste time judging it. Understand your present. Don't waste time judging it. Use what you learn from these understandings to help create the future you want. This isn't easy, and I promise you'll fuck up some more in the future, but be ready for that. And when it happens, start digging for the jewels of wisdom that comes with those foibles. That's very well worded. That is very, very well worded. Yeah, stop worrying about the future. Stop worrying about the past. Live in the present, knowing that you are gonna have some mistakes in the future, whether they be big, small. They're gonna happen, and just be prepared to be able to dig yourself out of them. You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. Like, nobody in this world is perfect, and nobody knows what tomorrow brings. Like, you may be put into one crazy situation tomorrow, and it might not pan out. In hindsight, it might not pan out to you in the moment, but in hindsight, everything will pan out, because you can go off course and get right back on course. I said that in one of the previous episodes. There's more than one way to get to a goal. And even if you got to take a detour, which takes you back around like you feel like you're taking 2 steps back, at the end of the day, you're still going to end up exactly where you're supposed to be, exactly when you're supposed to be there. So don't look at everything as taking a step back. Just look at it as still moving forward. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you will arrive where you're supposed to arrive when you need to be there. It goes on to say, folks can only love... Wow, my eyes just went crazy just now. Folks can only love you for yesterday, but you can appreciate yourself for the present. Take a super deep breath and hold it. Hold it a bit longer, then slowly breathe it out and keep blowing until there's no air in your lungs. Congratulations. You just press reset. Now move forward and create the life you want. That was a pretty short chapter. I agree with it 100%. I agree with it. Sometimes we do need to reset, especially when we become aware of where we are. Because sometimes we're just not aware of the present. We're just going through life, and we're always thinking one step ahead. Even the present to the minute level of when you wake up, most people are thinking about, okay, I got to get to work at this time. I got to do this at this time. I got to do this at this time. Just waking up and not worrying about where you have to be for the day is like a lift off your shoulders. Of course, you're going to get to where you're going to get. You're going to navigate there. You're going to end up there however you end up there. It's kind of like, I don't know if anybody's ever seen the movie Inception, but it's kind of like when you wake up in a dream and you don't even know how you got into that dream. Like, think right now as you're listening to this, like, how did you end up where you are? You know what I mean? You sometimes we can't think about it. It's like, wow, I don't know, like, I'm here right now. It's kind of like the movie Inception, because that one scene where they first went into the dream, and she's like, and he tells her, oh, you're in a dream. Do you remember how you got here? And she's just looking around like, no. So yeah, being that present to the fact that it's like, even after you take a step, that step is completely gone. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. You can't look back. It doesn't matter. It happened. You took the step. It happened. You're in the middle of the next step already. So, and the step after that hasn't happened yet. So you're just existing with a purpose, but without an extreme dedication to the purpose, because the purpose doesn't, your purpose is always gonna come to fruition. Wherever you're supposed to be is where you're gonna end up. So having your own idea of what you want and where you want to be, but not being so concrete on that, because our purpose is not finite as well. Like, you can have a purpose for 5 years, and then your purpose could change. And I believe your purpose and your destiny can change. I think it can change. And what is that contingent on? I'm not too sure. But I do feel like your purpose can change. Like, you can, like, right now I'm in school for cybersecurity. I feel like my purpose is to get into the field and make a difference in that field. Maybe after I complete that goal, make the difference, maybe my new goal might be to travel the world, or my new goal might be to have a family. You know, like, your purpose, once you complete one segment of life, you can always have another purpose. Like, after retirement, like some like, take a teacher's purpose is to instill in the kids like good morals and great education. But once she retires, or once he retires, there's a new purpose. Now she may have or he or she may have the purpose of exploring the world and bringing what she learned in as a teacher to different cultures, or instilling things into her grandkids or his grandkids. It's just, your purpose can change, and not being so gun-ho on your idea of your purpose is also something that's beneficial. So the chapter was called "We Carry a Lot Through Our Lives," which I agree. We carry a lot through our lives. Like, we're not just one thing. We can be several different things at a time. Like, there's people out there with 2-3 jobs and still doing their passion on the side, and they don't even consider themselves their jobs. Like, I can work at McDonald's and work at a Fortune 500 company, and then on the side I fish. Me, I'm going to consider myself a fisherman. I'm not going to consider myself a McDonald's employee or a Fortune 500 employee, or whatever the case may be. I'm a fisherman because that's what I want to do. The other things is what I have to do to survive. I think that's it. I think that's all I got today. Yeah, that's really all I got today. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all learned something about yourselves today. Comment down below if you agree or disagree, or comment down below what you think your current purpose is. Other than that, I hope y'all stay blessed, and I'm gonna see y'all.